Bill that would eliminate the statute of limitations for certain sex offenses has passed the State House in Olympia and moves on to the Senate for approval now.
So Brandy's here this morning to talk about this. If this is passed, this would apply to certain felony sex crimes. What's going on
Yeah, it certainly wouldn't apply to all of them. But look, I think the idea behind this is we know that, and I know having covered a lot of cases involving sex crimes, that sometimes it takes victims a while to come forward, particularly if you're talking about people who were maybe abused by someone who they know or who were abused by a child. And so there would be cases, felony cases, if this passes, where there would be no statute of limitations, where a victim could come forward whenever they actually feel like they can do that and they can have some hope for potentially the case being prosecuted. The representative behind this bill is Representative Dan Griffey. He's the Republican from the 35th Legislative District. He joins us over the phone. Representative, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are all of you?
Oh, we're doing great. Tell me about the basis for this. Why is this something that you felt that you needed to bring forward on behalf of your constituents?
Well, first of all, my wife is a survivor of a long-time abuse, and I am so proud of her that she had the courage to, step up and testify and tell her story. I told a little bit of her story, but I could not do it as good a justice as her. And when I first put the idea out there on Facebook, I was saddened to hear that on private message, nearly 70% of the female friends that I have on Facebook confided in me that they were a victim.
Wow. You know, you had introduced, or there was a similar measure introduced last year that did not make it out of committee in Olympia. What is it this time around? We know it's passed the House. It's going to move on to the Senate for consideration. What do you see as being different, if anything, that has allowed it this time around to get a little bit further?
Well, it takes a long time. Our founders really wanted to make it hard to change Washington state law, and I needed to get together with all the stakeholders and make sure that their questions were answered, their concerns were answered. So it took a lot of work, and I think all that work is paying off right now. My staff here, my wonderful legislative assistant Amber Oliver, and the courage of my wife to stand up, and then, just the fact that. All the people just bringing it up, the people that I know on Facebook and on all the social media sites, they're not being silent anymore. I think they know it's time that Washington State's a place where we take care of our men and women, and we don't accept that this crime is at all acceptable anymore.
What would the opposition to this be? I think that in the cases you're talking about, for instance, an example, child molestation, felony child molestation, you'd get rid of the statute of limitations. I can picture our viewers watching and thinking, well, why would we want a statute of limitations on someone who raped a child? So when you're talking to the people involved or people who have concerns, what concerns do they have?
Well, let's be totally fair. The best chance of getting a conviction is the earliest possible evidence collection and earliest reporting. So we know that. Cold cases are tough to prosecute. Murder cold cases are tough to prosecute. But in this case, with the advent of the new DNA screening that we have, we think that we might be able to get some of these serial offenders. And this offense is very much a serial offense, meaning, we get one person off the streets, we could protect 100 or more men and women from having to suffer from these abuses from these monsters.
Representative, and quickly because we're running out of time, but what do you think the chances are that you get this through the Senate and that it becomes law, and what would it mean to you, your wife having gone through something very personal, to get this passed on behalf of her and other victims?
Well, it means a lot to me, and I believe we have some momentum in the Senate. We're already starting to work on the senators to explain, see if we can get their concerns explained away. I have a 2-year-old granddaughter, and I can't wait to bring her to the signing, and I will be giving her the pen if the governor signs this into law, because it would be for her generation that maybe we don't have to, that our men and women don't have to suffer from those type of crimes.
All right, Representative Dan Griffey, we do appreciate your time this morning. And certainly, I know it's never easy for the victim of any crime to come forward, but particularly sexual assault. So for your wife to lend her voice in that way, I think is really admirable. This would be a big departure for the way that our state prosecutes sex crimes. And he is right. It is difficult. The farther you get from any type of crime to be able to prosecute it, certainly that's a concern. I know there were concerns the last time around of does it give false hope to victims if they come forward years later and they realize the case is just not prosecutable. So we'll have to monitor this in the Senate and see what kind of bipartisan support it's going to get. But like I said, last year it didn't get as far as it has gotten this year.
All right, we'll keep tracking that, Brandy. Thanks.